their horizons. There are definitely a lot of opportunities out there, not just incoming. So I know we always think of who are the buyers coming in to the country, but you may have clients that are retiring, and there's a lot of good places out there that they're going to. So don't just think of global as who's coming in, who can you work with, but what existing clients, are they retiring? Do they want to buy a vacation home outside of the country? So your opportunities could be sitting at your doorstep and you're not aware of it. We definitely have a competitive market, and I don't know when this market's ever going to change, but after doing this for so long, it will change. But keep in mind that we are local. So if you start listening to all of the news out there, it is national news, right? National news, prices are dipping down and things are shifting. But are you finding that here in Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, Brooklyn? We still have a shortage of inventory, correct? So there's opportunities from the global perspective for you. So let's talk about why we want to work with global buyers. You know, what's the purpose? You know, we have a lot of business, we have a lot of buyers, but why do we want to work with global buyers? They have a different perspective. Most of them have a different perspective. They're looking at long-term, they're looking at where, not just today, what are things going to be like in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from an investment point of view. Most of them are all cash or high equity purchasers because most of the countries they're coming from, they are used to buying all cash because there's a lack of funding in their countries, or you have to put a large amount of equity in to make the purchase. So we have nice, right buyers coming in, well-qualified buyers. And they're also looking for acceptable returns. Now, they're not here expecting to make 20, 30% when the market is varying much less, but they want reasonable, acceptable, predictable returns. And when they're coming here to the United States, we're going to speak US in general, then we'll talk about more in New York. But the United States, we are a safe country. We don't have wars in our borders. We may have political disagreements going on, but there's no war taking place on our soil. So investors coming here from a global perspective like that safety aspect. They're also looking for quality properties. Now, when we're talking quality properties, what's happened with Manhattan since the pandemic, right? We have a lot of people that aren't going back to work. So we're having buildings, office space, a lot of office space out there. And we're going to look at what's going to happen in terms of the city with allowing conversions. Because what brings more opportunities here is not just for commercial real estate, but once the commercial comes, the residential follows. Right? People need a place to live. They're going to move here, or they're going to move their businesses here, and opportunities to get employees on board. Desirable locations and familiar markets. Do you think New York is a familiar market to the world?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Everyone knows New York. And it depends on the type of property that they're looking for. We have some that are looking for commercial investment. We have others that are looking for luxury vacation homes, which we do have out in the Hamptons and other parts of the area. So they're looking for these quality properties in desirable locations. And a lot of times we overlook this one, and I added this one in recently. Colleges, universities. There's a lot of housing needs. So it doesn't have to be your big college, big universities out there. It could be your local colleges where we have international clients are sending their kids to the schools here, and they're not putting them into dorms or student housing. In a lot of cases, especially on the higher end, they're actually buying properties so their children can use those properties while they were here during the school year. And they will use them to come and go from the country as well. So this is an opportunity for us, and most of the colleges have a shortage of housing to begin with. I know when I went to school a million years ago, there was a shortage then and there's a shortage now. So you want to start thinking about the opportunities out there, and even for those who I know there's another CIPS instructor here, but we want to, Aldo, so we want to just keep in mind some of the things that maybe we're not thinking about on a regular basis. What are they looking for? They're looking for detailed research. And you should be doing this for your everyday clients anyway. A lot of your clients will come to you, they already know the market, they already know where they want to make a purchase, but when we have international buyers coming in and they have specific needs, they want to know more about the community, what it has to offer, not just for the real estate part, but what is in the communities that they can invest into. So they are looking for the professional, and this is a room full of real estate professionals. So if you want to gear yourself for the global market, know your market inside and out. If you have to go to your local city hall, town hall, wherever you have to go to get additional information, treat them like it's a blank slate, that they know nothing about the market and you are the expert in that market. And you want to become the specialized advisors, because my experience has been that once you connect with an international client, whether they be a buyer or seller, they will stick with you as long as you keep providing them the knowledge and your expertise in the market. So this is a terminology that my CIPS designees are familiar with. We call it prospecting globally. It's a combination of global and local. And you want to figure out how are you going to reach out to this local market. You need to be aware of opportunities. What kind of construction